Lions fans, welcome to the Pride Podcast pregame show. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the big game today, probably the biggest game of the season. We have the Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. Winner wins the NFC North and also first place of the NFC. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. Yep.
But I'm just sitting here saying the greatest Lions season ever is unfolding right now. Greatest Lions season in the history of the Detroit Lions is unfolding right now. Attrition is setting in, and the Lions' dream season is now heading to the nightmare of injured reserve.
Are the Lions the best team in the NFC?
They were the best team, but when you look at it now, they've had so many injuries on the defensive side of the ball.
Nobody believes in them because everybody believes they don't have enough players on defense.
Acknowledge the fact that, man, we've lost players and we've lost really good players, but nobody cares.
Resiliency. You guys just kept banging away, right? We did whatever we had to do. Again, this is what great teams do. This is what great teams do. Even when you're having an off day, it doesn't matter, man. That's just the way you're built.
There he goes, inside the 10, inside the 5, touchdown! Just parted the seas and Jameer ran to the daylight. He's downfield, one Shingle, he's strong! Oh, baby, Jim, oh my goodness, what a hit! Back looking, throwing, left side, one off the off, makes the grab, touchdown, Detroit Lions! Oh, baby, what a throw that time by Jerry! He got it! We're gonna fly home on the wings of Gigmates! Oh, baby! Good from Titian!
Here came with it! We're bringing everybody to the West Coast! We're bringing everybody to the West Coast! Why? You don't ask me tonight!
Darius Smith, welcome to Detroit, my man! It'll intercepted by the Lions, picked up by Kirby Joseph. Win number 14 on the season. 14, the most ever in franchise history.
Listen, you can't ask for anything better.
The Lions will take on the Minnesota Vikings with everything at stake. It is winner take all.
To be able to have the division and the 1 seat on the line back at home.
Gonna be for the division. Unbelievable the Lions season's come to this.
Guys, this is what it's all about. It's as good as it gets.
Hey, I can feel it right now, boys. We know what's at stake next week.
Get lost in Detroit! What we gotta show them today?
Big boy game. Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I told you, you'll never forget this game. You will never forget this game.
God damn it. God, you know what?
Carl Collins, man, it just coming at a perfect time. We needed you, man. We needed you, and you came at the perfect time. You are back at the most perfect time. The biggest regular season game, arguably, ever. Oh my God, Malcolm's got the pads. He's ready to roll. Where did you get all that so fast? He's ready to roll. He's got the pads. He's got the helmet. He is ready to roll. You ready? You ready to go in?
Shit, put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game. Do you see? Carl Collins did it again.
He came back at a perfect time, man. We needed him. This is the biggest regular season game. I missed him, man. We haven't had these videos in a while, dude. We haven't had those on video.
God, he got me. I'm about to put me in the game, coach.
Yeah.
Put me.
All right, let's get Malcolm as a sword for get the pads off him. All right, we're good to go. All right, let's talk about this game. This is as big as it gets. We're gonna get into that because we're gonna get into keys on both sides, but this is as big as it gets. I mean, Campbell said it in the video himself, man. What else could you ask for? It's as good as it gets. You are playing for the number 1 seed, which comes with a bye week in the NFL playoffs, and it comes with winning the division. Week 18, last game of the season. Whole world is watching you right now. This is as good as it gets, man. And you are in your backyard at Ford Field. Have an opportunity to win this game. A lot on stake, man, for both of these teams, man. Because if you get that bye week, you are guaranteed to have home field advantage for the whole NFC playoffs. So that is a very, very big advantage. Now let's talk about the downside if you potentially lose this game and what it could mean for either team, whoever loses this team, because there's going to be a loser in this game. For the loser, we officially know now that they will be traveling to Los Angeles and playing the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium. So it's either you get the 1 seed, you win the division and get the bye week, or you're playing on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Who knows? We'll find out by the end of this day in Los Angeles. So very big difference, man. Very, very big difference. So
1-5. 1-5. That's huge.
Yeah, so as big as it gets, dude, as big as it gets. So let's get into these inactives, and then we'll get into the keys for the offense and defense. Malcolm, let's start with the Vikings. I'll read the Vikings report, and then we'll do the lines after. So let's start off with quarterback Brett Rippon. He is inactive. We got quarterback Fabian Moreau inactive. We got linebacker Kelvin Munson inactive. We got defensive lineman Levi Drake Rodriguez inactive. Center Dan Feeney. Tackle Walter Roos, and outside linebacker Pat Jones II. So no one too significant on this Viking injury report. So Aaron Jones is something to monitor throughout the week. He is good to go. He will be playing. So Malcolm, what is the Lions inactive report looking like?
So yes, the Detroit Lions inactive list. We have starting with running back David Montgomery. He's not playing today. Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. He looks like he's going to be the emergency quarterback. He's inactive. Giovanni Manu, the offensive lineman, is inactive. Cody Ashika is inactive. Kobe Shorsdale is also inactive. Jonah Williams, inactive. And defensive lineman Broderick Martin is inactive. Yep.
So pretty similar to last week. It might be the same exact report if I'm not mistaken, honestly.
I think it's the same exact list.
Yeah, it looks very similar. So good thing is no new injuries, where this is the same guys. And hey, we got some 2 big additions back on the squad today. Linebacker Alex Anzalone, aka Thor, will be back today, and he's good to go. And we got wide receiver Khalif Raymond also activated for this game. So 2 big additions at a very good time. Obviously, this Week 18 game, and then once we get into that postseason, we'll have both those guys back, which is really, really big right now, man.
Yeah, that's huge having both of them back, man. Especially for this game, we need them.
Yeah, man. Anzalone, man. He took a picture on his Instagram, dude. He's just got like a bunch of stitches on his arm, and he just doesn't care, man. He's gonna put a brace on it. He's ready to go, dude. So
let's go.
Kudos to him, man. You know, he is putting it on the line. He wants to win this game really badly. He's one of our captains, so it's great to have him back on the field. But before we get into this defense, let's talk about this Detroit Lions offense. Malcolm, you look at this Lions offense, you look at this Vikings defense, respectful defense. Brian Flores is going to be a hot name, hot coordinator when you get into the head coaching talks. Same as well with Ben Johnson, obviously. 2 arguably the best at their respected jobs. As far as defense, Brian Flores, and offensively, Ben Johnson. So as good as it gets, a big chess match, you could say. But you look at this matchup, what do you think the Detroit Lions offense has to establish in this game?
When you're looking at this matchup, I mean, you talk about Brian Flores against Ben Johnson, and the thing is with Brian Flores, it looks like Ben Johnson been having his number since he's been in Minnesota. Right now, he is 0-3 against Ben Johnson. And every time he plays against Ben Johnson and this Detroit Lions team, he gets his ass whooped. as far as the offense taking care of his defense. Just looking at the numbers right now, Jared Goff, I mean, just playing against Brian Flores, the first time he played him, 257 yards, a touchdown. The second game, 396 yards. 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then the last time he played him, Jared Goff he had 280 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in any of those games. So Brian Flores looked like he's not figuring out how to stop Jared Goff and Ben Johnson every time he played them in Detroit. As far as what the Lions should do, I think they should just keep doing exactly what they're doing, because what Detroit Lions is doing right now is able to attack Brian Flores' defense, and he's unable to stop it. So, I mean, keep doing what you're doing, guys. Run the ball, get the running game going, and then get Jared Goff going, because it looked like they can't stop him.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in the last matchup, the one way back earlier in the season this year, Vikings had an edge on us in the beginning of the game. I mean, the Lions had as sloppy as a start you could possibly ask for. Vikings going out to a pretty big lead to start the game, 10-0. And then the Lions finally get that running game going. And it was with that explosive running back, Jahmyr Gibbs. So obviously you don't have Monty in this game. We haven't had Monty for the last 2 games. But something that really worked really well and that the Vikings didn't really have an answer for was Sonic, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. He was really, really good in that game. So I think it starts off with him, man. Like, I think the last 2 weeks we've seen some correct runs, we've seen some Jamar Jefferson, and I think they want to sprinkle them in there, and you don't want to go too crazy with Jahmyr Gibbs, but man, in this matchup with everything that's on stake, I could potentially see a backfield of potentially just all Jahmyr Gibbs. Maybe you sprinkle a little Reynolds, maybe you sprinkle a little Jefferson in there. But I think, actually, I don't think Jefferson is active for this game, but a little Craig Reynolds or Vaki. But for the most part, I think this is Jahmyr Gibbs' show, man. Like, this is your backfield today. You have to take full authority of this backfield. And I'm expecting a very big role from him in not only the running game, but in the passing game as well. Short routes, get him involved. Just give him the ball, man. Because when you give Jahmyr Gibbs the ball, bad things happen for the other team and good things happen for your team. So I think you just get the ball as much possible to Jahmyr Gibbs, and you have to get him involved early and all game long. He's young. He's ready to roll. I'm expecting a very, very big workload out of Jahmyr Gibbs today.
He's sounding like he's going to be your X factor. Is that what's going to be talking about right now? Is he going to be your X factor for today's game? Is that who you're saying is the X factor for today's game?
I feel like a little coward saying he's the X factor because he's just a hell of a back, right? He's one of the best backs in the NFL right now. So like, obviously he is a guy that when you're playing the Detroit Lions, he's probably the first guy you circle, honestly. It might be outside the offensive line, but like when you just look at the skill players, he's probably the first guy you circle, honestly, just because he's so explosive. But yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, this is as good as a weapon could get, as far as the passing and the running game. So I'm expecting a big game from Jahmyr Gibbs. And once you get Jahmyr Gibbs involved, that's when you can start getting, obviously, the passing game going. We've said it now for 18 weeks, right? We're here right at the end. The same message has been the same since week 1 to week 18. Let's get that running game going, and then we establish that passing game going. That's where you start seeing Jameson Williams. You start seeing Amon-Ra St. Brown. Something that's big in this matchup that I don't think the Vikings have really seen yet either. I mean, they have seen him, but they haven't seen, I think, this version of him, Jameson Williams. I don't think they've seen this version of Jameson Williams yet. I think Jameson Williams and Goff, that connection is finally there. And it took a while to finally get there. But from when we last played the Vikings until now, they have not seen this version of Jameson Williams. So I think he's also a very big weapon you could look out in this game as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But just going back to Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, for some, I mean, is it crazy to say that with him getting more touches that he's a better back? That he looks like a better back right now? Do you see that?
No, that's not crazy. I mean, no, it's not a crazy take at all.
Yeah, because he just looking at him, it looked like that he's getting more. I guess we could say is he's getting more comfortable, getting as he gets more carries, and he's looking like a better back. The more carries he gets, when he gets 20 carries, 20, 25 touches, he just he's able to make more plays. So yeah, he definitely looks like a more explosive back now that he's getting the full load. So yeah, man, I think he definitely is an X factor. But the thing is with Minnesota,
good run.
They're second ranked. They're second ranked running defense as far as yards given up.
Yeah.
They only give up 88 yards per game on the ground. So this is gonna be a tough task. But for some reason, Brian Flores just can't figure out this Detroit Lions offense. So I mean, I don't know, man. How are you feeling about like this game as far as like just the Minnesota Vikings?
I mean, it's just as good as it gets, dude. Like, you look at like all the numbers, right? You chomp up all the numbers. You look at the records, like they're very like I think some people like to say the Vikings are frauds or like they're just squeaking by. And I think there is some merit to that a little bit, but like, hey man, they're here for a reason. They're here for a reason. They're playing for the same thing that you're playing for a reason. They have gotten here. Now, is it maybe as convincing as how the Lions got here? Maybe not, but that doesn't matter. I mean, they can win this game and they can take the number 1 seed and take the NFC North. It doesn't matter how you get there. They're here right now. So they're here for a reason, but you look at the numbers defensively, right? I mean, like, I feel like you compare the Lions and you compare the Vikings defense, it's so similar when you just look at statistics. Points per game, Lions are 8th, Vikings are 4th. Total defense, Lions 22, Vikings 16. Rushing defense, Lions are 3, Vikings are 2. Passing defense, they both struggle. Lions are 31, Vikings are 28. Third down defense, Lions are 1, Vikings are 4. Red zone efficiency, Lions are 12, Vikings are 16. And then takeaways, Vikings are 1 and the Lions are 8. So like, you chop up the numbers, like they're very similar at a lot of things, like pretty poor in pass defense and pretty good at everything else on defense. So overall, I like our offense more than the Vikings. I think we have more of a high-powered offense with our offensive line, and I like our weapons just a little bit more. But hey, man, you look at the other side; they have just as good as weapons as we do, man. I mean, like Justin Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, like they have some guys as well. So, like, just big picture, you look at Lions, Vikings. I mean, like I said, it's as good as it gets, man. It's just a very, very good, clean matchup. I'm expecting a very exciting football game tonight.
Yeah, man. And just look at the numbers, man. Very identical. I mean, Sam Darnold numbers very similar to Goff's numbers this year. Aaron Jones, another 1,000-yard back, and Justin Jefferson. I mean, there's nothing to really explain about Justin Jefferson. We all know that he is a complete animal. So,
Right.
Yeah, very similar. Very, very, very similar.
I think you can make the argument their defense may be a little better than ours. I think our offense is a little better than ours. But I think overall, when you look at big picture, it's overall not too significant of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, they shocked the hell out of me. I mean, I thought that was a team I thought they were gonna eventually fold. As the weeks went on, I mean, it's surprising that Sam Darnold carried. He was consistent all year. I wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to be consistent all year, and he showed that. Hey, this year he was consistent all year. So kudos to them, man. I guess.
Yeah, it's a big credit to Kevin O'Connell, man. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a great. He's just a great play caller in general. He gets the best, absolute best out of his quarterbacks. We saw it with Darnold this year. We've seen it with Kirk Cousins when he got there too in Minnesota. Like he has a knowledge of quarterbacks and how to put them in the best situation possible, and that's exactly what he's done in his tenure in Minnesota. But yeah, I agree with you. I think when I looked at the Vikings early on in the year, and I still kind of look at them a little bit like this, it feels like they're squeaking by a little bit, right? It's like a lot of one-score games, but man, it's hard to like discredit them. I mean, they're 14-2 just as us. So it's like really hard to discredit them. I mean, to win 14 games and only lose 2 games, whether you're winning it by 1 point or winning it by 100 points, like it's still very, very impressive. So you got to give them credit for just being here in this game. And having an opportunity to have a number 1 seed or winning the NFC North. So, yeah, man, it's as good as it gets. But flipping sides now, Detroit Lions defense. Let's talk about Alex Anzalone. He's back in this game. What does that impact have for this Detroit Lions defense?
That's huge, man. I mean, we could tell that we were really missing him in the games that he was out, in the passing game and also in some situations in the running game. You're really missing him, his presence in the field, his leadership. So having him in this game is huge, man. I think he's gonna elevate the defense a bit and make them, slightly better. We'll see how his impact is. We're still missing Aiden, but having Alex Anzalone is still a huge hope.
Yeah, I mean, for what we've dealt with this year, and like, it's as good as it's gonna get. I think this is kind of the last couple puzzle pieces that we have for the rest of the year. Honestly, like, I know some people are expecting Hutchinson to come back if we do make the Super Bowl, but who knows what happens there. Like Carlton may be still like a TBD, but I feel like this is kind of like this is the team. This is the squadron going into the postseason with. Like these are the final puzzle pieces. You got Khalif back, you got Anzalone back. I think those are the final puzzle pieces. Getting Anzalone back is absolutely huge, man. Just as far as a leader, a guy that could get pressure on the quarterback if we need him to. If we need to send him on blitz, he's one of our better linebackers for blitzing, so that's big as well. And just getting some more consistency out there, because I feel like once he went down, it was just Jack Campbell and a bunch of other guys. Like they were trying so many different guys, and they just couldn't find the right fit to go along with Jack Campbell. I mean, we literally tried everyone. We tried Zeke Turner. We tried David Long. We tried Quan Alexander. We tried Ben Neiman. So Jalen Reeves-Maybin a little bit last week. Like we've tried a lot of different things, and having Reeves-Maybin is back as well is big. But to get that consistency back, to having 2 starting linebackers with Anzalone and Jack Campbell is really big. And I don't know if Anzalone is necessarily ready for that 100% workload. I mean, he hasn't played in like about 2 months now, so it's been a while since he's last played. So I don't know if he's necessarily going to go out there and just get 100% snaps. It wouldn't shock me either way, because I think the guy is a freak and I think he's a sicko. And I think he wants to play 100% of the snaps, so it wouldn't shock me if he does play the whole game. But that's something to also keep in caution. But just to have him on the field, have his presence back on the field, absolutely big. Yes, you're still missing some big pieces. You don't have Liam McNeil, you don't have Hutchinson, you don't have Carlton Davis, and the list goes on. But to have some guys and have some consistency back out there is really big, man. So to get Anzalone back, I'm really excited to see what he can do, and I'm glad it's for this game versus the Vikings.
Yeah, man, that is huge, man. But looking at our secondary versus their wide receiving core,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that? Because this doesn't rub me the right way. I mean, I don't think we have the pieces right now to cover their guys. How do you feel?
Yeah. And it's even tougher when you're not generating pressure on the quarterback either. That's what makes it even tougher because, it's just not a lot of guys out there. You're missing a lot with Hutchinson and Aleem out there, not being out there. So you're missing a lot on that defensive line. I mean, we've seen it in the past. Justin Jefferson's obviously given the Lions a lot of fits, right? He's, I think, the best receiver in the NFL right now. You just have to limit him as much as possible. Like, he's going to have a big day. It's just a matter of the fact that, he's going to have a big day, Justin Jefferson. It's just how much could you limit him, and could you limit him enough? And the Lions, like you said, in those last 3 matchups, even when he has gone off, they have done just enough to limit him enough to still get the victory. And I'm hoping and I'm expecting the same thing today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see like who most likely is going to be covering this guy. Is it going to be Terran Arnold and Meek Robinson? I hope it's not Meek, because if it's Meek Robinson, he's going to completely cook him.
I would expect Arnold.
You expect Arnold? Yeah, I mean, it could be a combination, guys. I won't be surprised if we see Brian Branch on him sometimes as well.
Right.
They may need to double him, to be honest with you.
That's probably the best way. Do like a bracket of him, put a safety on top of it. But the problem is, man, they have good receivers too, like Jordan Addison. A lot of weapons. Addison's been balling. Hawkinson, obviously, we know about Hawkinson. He's a solid tight end, and so it's like it's not just Justin Jefferson. Obviously, he is the head dog. He is what gets this whole thing going. But they have some other guys, and we've seen it, especially towards the end of the year. Jordan Addison's been a very big piece of this Minnesota Vikings defense. So I think this is what you have. I mean, you just got to do your best. I mean, I said, like you said, man, just get enough stops, get off the field enough. Like you just know he's going to have a big day. It's Justin Jefferson, but just get him off the field as much as possible and limit their points as much as possible. The red zone defense is going to be huge in this game for both sides.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen in this game, I mean, just early prediction, I think there's going to be a lot of scoring going on in this game. And, both offenses are really good. I think it's going to come down to who can create that big turnover.
Yeah.
Who can make that, who could, get that big turnover. And I think that's going to decide who's going to win this game. I know one guy's a little motivated, who's a Pro Bowl snub. He's a little motivated to make some plays today. So I can't wait to see how he's going to be out there today. I'm talking about Jake Herb. But let's see what happens, man. Jake Herb. I think he's going to be the key factor, the X factor on that defense and make that key stop, that key play.
Hey, man, both these teams are really good at getting takeaways. The Vikings are actually the best team in the NFL getting takeaways. They have 31 of them all year, and then the Lions are number 8 in the league. They got 24 of them. So two teams that are really good at getting the ball away and having that momentum. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think, turnovers, that's something you're going to look at the end of the game. Who won the turnover battle? And then obviously time of possession is going to be really big. And I think that's something the Lions could do in this game, flipping back to the offense a little bit, is having that time of possession. If they can get that time of possession, have those long drives, and finish them with touchdowns and just keep that Vikings offense off the field, that could put a really good recipe for winning this game. And we saw that last year, and Monty was a big part of it, so you don't have him in this game, which is big. But last year, when we clinched the NFC North in their place on Christmas Eve, something the Lions did really, really well was have those long 7-minute, 8-minute drives. Then they did it like 3 times in that game, and they finished them all with touchdowns. And now that's a hard ask and a hard expectation, but if they could have a couple of those in this game, like just have those long drives and wear out that Vikings defense and have that Vikings offense get a little cold on the sideline, I think that could be really big. So time possession and turnovers are just going to be the 2 stats, obviously, you're going to look really big at, I think, at the end of this game versus the Lions-Vikings.
I can see that happening because Brian Flores has no answer for Ben Johnson. It's like, no, it's all 3 matchups. He has a bit of crazy turnovers. He has it. I guarantee you, Brian Flores had a hard time sleeping the other night. Like all week, he probably was like, "Oh shit, gotta play against this motherfucker again." Like, god damn it! Like I think like Ben Johnson's his kryptonite. So I mean, if he could make some adjustments and create some turnover this game, he hasn't done it past 3 meetings. Right. So we'll see what happens, man. But let me ask you something about our head coach. Do you think? Do you see Dan Campbell making some wild 4th down calls today? This is a game on the line. This is everything. This is it.
Like define wild, like going for like on their own 30-yard line type stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. Nothing like too wild. I think like he's gonna go for on fourth down. Obviously, we know Dan Campbell, but like, am I expecting a fake punt today? No, I don't think we're gonna get a fake punt in this game. I mean, unless like, hopefully not. Like, unless the Vikings just go off to like an early lead and we have no answer for them, maybe he gets a little aggressive. We saw actually last week with the Vikings, he actually did an idiotic fake punt. It backfired badly on us. I'm not expecting anything too crazy. I think he'll be aggressive, but like appropriate aggressive, nothing reckless. Like it's going to be aggressive, but not reckless.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens, man. Shoot.
But with Dan Campbell, you never know, man.
especially knowing it's week 18, the last game, and this game is big, so it means a lot. So could Dan Campbell just be like, I'm going to leave it all on the field, and damn it, if we have to go for it, we're going to go for it?
I'm going to give you a hypothetical. And I know my answer, but I want to hear you.
Well, 4th and 2 on the 30?
No. We are down 7 points. Last drive, we tied the game with a touchdown. No time on the clock. Is Dan Campbell going to overtime, or is he going for 2?
I mean, depends how the defense is playing.
Let's say it's 30. Let's say it's 35.
Yeah. Okay. So say if this is a game where Sam Darnold is actually like just walking down the field. We're both offenses are just going back and forth, walking down the field, scoring. Yeah, he's gonna end it. Of course, he's gonna end it. But if this defense is, putting pressure on Sam Darnold, and where he feels comfortable that, hey, we can get a stop. He trusts the defense that they're gonna get a stop. If he could do that, if he trusts his guys, yeah. But it all depends on the situation. It all depends on the situation, because if they're not stopping him, you 100% go for that too. But if not, hey,
so you're not taking the chance on the coin flip.
On the coin flip, I mean,
let's say like clock's 0. Like that was the last play of the game. You tied the game. Yeah,
Depend.
I think it's Dan Campbell. I think he's going for it.
Dan Campbell. Knowing Dan Campbell, he would go for it. I think Dan Campbell it's going to go for it no matter how the defense is playing.
Yeah, I think he's going for it.
I think that's Dan Campbell. Me personally, I'll look at the situation. I'll see how the defense is playing. If they're not stopping them and they're moving the ball down the field, then go for the 2, end the game. You don't want to risk it on the coin flip, and they're just going to march on the field anyway and a score. You're just wasting everybody's time. But if they're getting stops, forcing punts and getting pressure on Sam Darnold, and we'll see. Yeah. We have somebody said this. We may run 10 trick plays tonight, boys.
10?
Whoa. He's unloading everything. I mean, if he's saying 10, that means he's unloading the whole bag. I mean, the whole bag. Forget playoffs. The playoffs doesn't matter right now about playoffs. We're unloading the whole bag this game.
I don't know how to predict it, but if we could predict the trick play, how does it go today? I think we got a good old hooks and lateral today. I think we got a nice hooks and ladder today.
You don't see a Philly special today?
Pass the golf?
Pass
in the end zone?
In the end zone.
I don't hate it. I don't mind it. Man,
or
that little reverse play. I love that little end around where they just flip it back and the double flea flicker to Goff, and then you just like hit J-Mo or Laporta deep.
Or I can see a lot of plays going to our offensive linemen. A lot of offensive lineman plays could be drawn up today. Could be. We'll see. I don't know, man. Just play normal, guys. I think we have Brian Flores' number, man. The last 3 meetings just showed that we have his number. He hasn't been able to stop this offense. He hasn't been able to create any turnovers on his offense. Just do the same shit you did. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Unless he made adjustments and their defense is creating stops, and you do some other shit. But just approach it like you did the last 3 meetings. Walk down the field on these guys.
Before we get into predictions, I just want to bring this up really quickly, man. It's that this might not be the last time we get Lions Vikings this year.
Oh,
shit. It's like, honestly, you look at the bracket, right? Like, so the NFC is pretty much set. They're just waiting for this result. I mean, the playoffs are set in general. Where everyone's just waiting for this result. So you look at the bracket right now. So 1 seed, obviously up for debate today of, the Lions and the Vikings, right? 2 seed is Philadelphia. The 3 seed is Tampa Bay. 4 seed is the Rams, and then 5 seed obviously will be the loser of this game. 6 seed Commanders, 7 seed Packers. Okay. Let's just play a hypothetical. Let's say Philly and Tampa Bay win their game. So Tampa beats the Commanders and Philly beats Green Bay. And the loser of this game could defeat the Rams in the first round. That would set up for another Lions-Vikings matchup. And you're potentially playing for home field advantage in the playoffs. So the next game for the Lions might be the Vikings as well, which is just as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, I don't like playing a team 3 times in 1 year.
Especially 2 times that close in the year.
Yeah, I mean, it gives them even though they're going through the same shit, and I get it, but it's kind of like NBA playoff vibes. It's really hard. And even though you could be a dominant team in the NBA, it's really hard to win 3 games just back to back in the playoff series. It's hard to do. I mean, if you do it, you do it. I mean, but it's hard to do. And I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It gives. I don't like it. Hopefully, I mean, whatever happens, man. I'm not worried about the Vikings because, like I said, we had their numbers for the past since Brian Flores came. I think we won the last 4 meetings, or 4 out of the last 5. 4 out of the last 5 that we beat the Minnesota Vikings. The last time they beat us was what, 2000?
I think it
22?
was
22. The very first game of 22.
22.
I mean, that was the last time they beat us, and they beat us by the grace of God.
Because we scored cyber field goal.
Yeah, I mean, it means about the grace of God. I mean, this is what happens. But I feel like we had their numbers for a while, and I'm not really worried about the Vikings.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It wouldn't be ideal to play them in the playoffs, but I'd say that about any division team, honestly. Like if it's the Packers too, I'd prefer not to like to play them in the playoffs either. So. Let's get this bye week and then hopefully not play. But let's win this game first, and then we'll worry about that when we have to worry about that. So
we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Because it might be completely different.
I mean, you never know. Who's to say that you beat the Rams are not a slouch at all. That's a team that can definitely win that game versus the loser of this team. So, you just never know in this league, man. So it's gonna be a really interesting game, obviously today, and then an interesting week next week, man. Just to see how this whole thing shakes out, man. It's gonna be really fun. So. All right, let's do predictions. We did our locks of the week already, so that's already happened. Who did I pick this week? I picked
you picked the Raiders.
The Raiders. Yeah, that was bad, man. I should have won with my second pick. I had the Bears as my second pick.
Yeah, the Bears. Wow.
Yeah. Did Pierre win?
Pierre, he won his bet. He won his bet.
So Pierre is the winner of locks of the year. He won.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Pierre.
Shout out to Pierre, man. From last to first, shout out to Pierre. All right, let's do our Lions pick. We already mentioned Pierre's name. I have his Lions pick right here. So he's going – so Lions are 2.5-point favorites. So he's having the Lions win and cover in this game. 34-30. His bold prediction is Terron Arnold gets a pick 6 in this game.
That was my bold prediction last week. That's all right. You can roll with it. Sorry, you can roll with it.
All right. What do you got, Malcolm?
All right, I have this as a high-scoring game. I think both offenses are going to be moving the ball a lot this game. I'm going to say 40. I'm going to say 42-35. Lions. And my bold prediction. I'm just throw a wild one. Let's say these 2 guys have incentives out there, and they both need to hit to win some to get that extra incentive, that extra, pesos. We have Zadarius Smith. He needs 2 sacks. So let's say Zadarius Smith gets his 2 sack incentives. And then there's the other one. It is DJ Reader, who needs 2 sacks as well to get his incentive. So let's say both of those guys get 2 sacks each, and they get their money.
Man, when's the last time the Lions have gotten 4 sacks in a game? I feel like it's been forever.
Since Aiden Hutchinson was on the field.
Probably. Probably. It feels forever. Probably actually is that Bears game on Thanksgiving. Honestly, I think we had a lot of sacks that day, but it just feels forever since we've actually generated a real pass rush. So if we can get 4 sacks out of Reader and Zadarius combined, that would be really big for us. That's bold. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that's real bold. Shit.
All right. I'm gonna stay with the trend. I think the Lions win. I think they cover as well. I like the idea of a high scoring game. I'm going to go 35-31 Detroit. So similar to Pierre. I'm going to go that. And then bold prediction. I'm going to kind of bounce off you a little bit. Zadarius Smith gets a sack on the last drive. And Jake Bates. Or actually, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm changing my prediction. We're going to win 35-32. So it's going to be 32-32. Zadarius Smith is going to get a strip sack at the end of the game. Jake Bates is going to kick another game winner against the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to clinch number 1 seed, and we're going to clinch the bye, and we are not playing football next week. And we're just going to enjoy and relax.
Let's go. I like it.
What a throw that would be.
Before we end the pod, let me just I'm going to throw a fucking negative question. I don't want to do it. If somehow the Lions lose this game, and now they're not the number 1 seed, they're not the division champs, and they are now the 5th seed.
Yeah.
Is this season a failure?
I mean, you got to see what they do in the playoffs first. No. I mean, you won 14 games. I mean.
Okay. So, I mean, if they get that 5th seed, they still have 14 wins.
If they were to lose the wild card round, yes, it would be a failure. If they lost to the Rams next week, it'd be a failure.
Okay.
I mean, we came to the year Super Bowl or bust. It's the reality of it. And maybe adjust your expectation a little bit, the injuries, but I think that's the expectation, man. The Super Bowl or bust. If they don't win the Super Bowl, we're going to be disappointed at the end of the year regardless.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of the fact. This is no more, hey, this is a cute story now. Like, no, you were the top dogs. You were in that conversation. These are the expectations now. Like, it's not like last year, you might not, you maybe shouldn't have been in that game. You're happy with the overall success. The game itself sucked how you got out, but, maybe you didn't expect to be there. Now, that's our expectation. It's big boy expectations. You are with the top dogs, man. So if you don't win that Super Bowl, I think we're going to look at the end of this year. We're going to look at it as a failure, honestly, overall.
Got you. So you're not putting that much thought into division champs. If we don't get it, it's all right. As long as we could go deep in this playoffs and still make it happen.
That's the most important thing to me, is going deep in the playoffs. I mean, it's tough to be really hard on not winning the division when you won 14 games right now. Like, and then you're going for 15 right now. Like,
yeah.
If you told us the preseason that we won 14 games and you didn't win the division and it's all coming to week 18, we would say there's no way. There's no way. Like, I know the division was good, but not that good where it comes down to a week 18 game where we won 14 games. If you told me the Lions Vikings game maybe meant something in week 18, I would say, okay, there's a possibility. With 14 wins, though, absolutely not. I thought maybe this would be like a 12-win, 13-win situation. 14 wins is absolutely crazy to be fighting for the division. And there's a reason why this is the first time it's ever happened, why you're fighting for a division and a number 1 seed in the last game. It's never happened before, and there's a reason why. So it's hard to be too hard if they don't win the division. But, hey, we're not thinking that way. We're winning this game. We're winning the NFC North, and we're not playing football next week.
Let's go.
All right, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed. You guys can come join us post-game. There's going to be a lot of emotion both ways. So let's just have the positive side of the emotion. Let's win this ball game today, and let's celebrate. And
dub number 15.
Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Let's go back-to-back NFC North champs. Back-to-back
NFC North champs.
I like that. We're a little less than 10 minutes from game time. It's starting to kick in a little bit. Like, this is actually happening right now. This is.
Yes, it is.
It's like it just kind of kicked me right now. Like, this is actually happening right now. So let's do it. All right, let's sign out. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I love you guys so much. I'm out, guys. Peace.
It's your boy Malcolm, and I'll see you guys after the game. I'm out, man. Peace.